Welcome to T.NEWS, your weekly supply chain news report brought to you by T.NETWORK. Reports on the negotiations between the International Longshore and Warehouse Union and the Pacific Maritime Association show significant progress. Tentative deals on port automation and workforce requirements for non-automated terminals have been reached so that contract length, pensions, and wages remain the last major issues pending negotiation. Disruptions arising from the lack of a contract have strongly affected businesses that depend on West Coast ports. An agreement could bring part of the shipments that were rerouted to the East and Gulf Coast ports back to the West, but its length will determine how much stability it brings to the West Coast ports. The ocean shipping fees waived or refunded through the charge complaint process set up by the Ocean Shipping Reform Act surpassed $1 million on May 1, 2023. This process, managed by the Federal Maritime Commission, was established in June 2022 and authorized the FMC to order refunds for charges that do not comply with relevant regulations. This milestone, which comes after at least 287 complaints, is a reminder to shippers that they can potentially benefit from this process if they consider the charges assessed by a common carrier do not comply with the relevant sections of the amended Shipping Act. Complaints might result after an investigation in refunds, waives, or penalties. Judge John G. Cruz has been entrusted with leading the Bureau of Enforcement, Investigations, and Compliance at the Federal Maritime Commission. He is the first director after the three departments in charge of these areas were consolidated into the new bureau. The FMC has taken decisive action to enhance its regulatory oversight of sea freight following recent comprehensive reforms. This appointment also fulfills a staffing requirement outlined in the Ocean Shipping Act of 2022. A hearing at the House Committee on Transportation and Infrastructure on May 10 discussed, among other topics, a proposed speed limiter mandate. An owner-operator Independent Drivers Association representative spoke against the Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration's planned introduction of a speed limiter mandate, citing, among others, concerns for road safety and freight transportation speed if the measure is implemented. A new bill was introduced in Congress earlier this month that, if passed, would prevent such a limit from being approved. If the mandate is implemented, businesses could benefit from monitoring its effect in the sections of their supply chain that move by truck and adjusting their plans to respond to any changes they notice. Follow us on LinkedIn and YouTube to stay up to date, and contact us to see how you can optimize your supply chain.